Morning, guys. I'm here with Sue this morning from Bean Sacks, and we're going to start taking a look at the people behind our brilliant Welsh businesses. So, morning, Sue.
Good morning.
Hi there. You were one of the first businesses actually to sign up to All Things Wales as well. So I have to thank you for that to start with. And obviously Gareth as well was the one who introduced me to the Carmarthen Hub.
Yes.
So with the help of those guys as well, and obviously Gareth, I was able to start, doing what I'm doing now, which is fantastic, and working with you guys. So just give us a bit of background, really. When did you start Bean Sacks and how did it come about?
Well, it started in the middle of 2019, really. Somebody gave me a couple of coffee sacks. And I've always sewn. I've sewn since I was a little girl, lots of different things over the years. And I made a bag. I made a little messenger bag. I showed it to my husband and he said, go make another one. Because I had more than one sack. So I made a couple, and he's very, very fond, or before COVID, was very fond of networking. And he took a couple to a couple of networking places that he went. And somebody put in a massive order for Christmas. And
Oh,
that was
wow.
it. It just took off. So I always wanted to become self-employed and do something with my sewing, but I wasn't quite sure which way I was going to go. And it sort of happened to me rather than me thinking, oh, I'll go and do this. So it was all a bit of a surprise, really. I used to teach textile art to adults, not to children, many years ago. And I stopped when I moved to Wales. So it was very nice to get back into the sewing again. And yeah, it just has developed, and it's grown and grown and grown. The bags themselves develop as I go down a period of time. They change slightly with time as well. So it's ever evolving, really.
Oh, and that's what I love about them. The fact that every single one of them is different, isn't it? Whether
Yeah,
it's different material that you use or a different style,
yeah.
every one of them. And I think that's what I love about you guys. You never ever get one thing or two things that are exactly the same. To the naked eye, you perhaps would think, oh yeah, they look similar, but they're never ever the same, are they? And the fact that they come with the little tags on the inside as well, and they've got the numbers on them, haven't they?
Yes, they're all well. They're all recycled as well, which is why they're all different. Because I only have a very limited supply of whatever fabrics I use because they're recycled, they're donated, they're beg borrowed or not quite stolen. But I have been known to meet somebody and go, "Oh, I like your shirt."
When you finish with it, I'll
Yes,
I'll take
exactly.
it
If
off
you
your
rip it,
hands.
I'd like it. But yes, I'm quite passionate about the whole recycling thing because I do think we throw too much away. So it's nice
Absolutely.
to be able to reuse old clothes, especially if it's like ripped and the charity shops can't use it and things like that.
That's
That's
amazing.
nice.
So where do the bean sacks come from then?
Well, my husband, the name itself, he chose the name because it's a bit of a play on word because they've been sacks. The actual sacks themselves I get from a variety of different coffee roasters. It's the coffee roasters that tend to import the coffee beans green, and then they roast them, and then their sack is, believe it or not, a waste product that they want to get rid of. Some of them sell them, some of them give them away for free. They vary hugely in price, and I do try to vary the coffee roasters because I get then a variety of bags.
Yeah.
And I can also pick them up if I go visiting family and friends. I try and stay local wherever possible. But if I go somewhere else, then I think, well, I may as well catch in a local coffee shop if I can while I'm there, because then I pick up a different supply. So,
Right. So do you actually approach the
yes,
coffee
yes,
roasters? Yeah.
yeah, yes. I
Right.
have had a
Okay. I didn't
couple
know.
approach me, but I think they probably wanted to sell them to me for more than I'm prepared to buy them for, because it obviously increases the cost of what I do, and I do
Yeah,
try to keep the
exactly.
costs down as much as possible.
Well, to be honest with you, I'd never factored that into the whole thing. That's really interesting. That is. So obviously these bags, and I'm aware of how well made they are because I purchased one for my mother last Christmas, which she absolutely loved. Um, how long do they take to make then?
Well, depending on the style, a simple tote bag will take me a couple of hours, but the big rucksacks can take 6, possibly even more than 6. If I decide to have a little play when I'm there, and I think, oh, I'll just do this, and I'll have a little fiddle, and sometimes I just get carried away, but I count that as my problem if I get
Yeah.
carried away. But up to about 6 hours, really, generally speaking. So.
Oh, wow. So we've all seen that you've got your work area and it's called shed quarters, which I love.
I love my shed. I love my shed. My son built my shed. It's insulated from top to bottom, and it's just a little cocoon in there in the
Oh, I
winter.
bet.
It's beautiful. It's a little
Oh,
muddly.
yeah, because your son's a carpenter as well, isn't he?
He's a
That's,
he's a cabinet maker by trade.
oh, really?
Yes, yes, and he's very very fussy, which I like because I'm fussy with what I do too. And he's got me a beautiful shed.
Oh,
my
that's
home from home.
fantastic. Well, you don't really don't need to leave home, really, do you, when you've got people like that living there either? So,
No, no.
so when you're in shed quarters, then do you listen to any music in particular to get you
I do.
creative?
I do. I like. I've got quite a variety, really. I like George Michael, Billy Joel, Snow Patrol, James Blunt. I love Elton John. I'm a massive fan. Jack Savaretti, Crowded House, Savage Garden, Travis.
Oh, wow.
Huge. But I also listen to audiobooks. I find that it's. I mean, I'm of an age where I remember Jack and Ori, and it's like being back on Jack and Ori, and people read me stories while I'm working, which is
That's
lovely.
yeah, that's quite nice. That is, isn't it? It's a it's a way really to escape as well. And I think obviously when you're so busy, it is nice to pick up a book, isn't it? But
Yeah.
how many people have really the time, especially when you're self-employed,
Yeah.
to actually sit down because if you're not working in shed quarters, then you're messing about on social media or
Yes.
whatever it is to kind of get your business out there so that people can see exactly what you're doing.
Well, when
And
I'm
I
working,
know,
sorry, when I'm working, my head sort of goes into a zone. I go into a space, I suppose. And if you've got something that's going on in the background, it helps you get into that working zone, or it does for me anyway. So
yeah, no, that's brilliant. And we all see your bags on social media, on Etsy, etc. But which one has been your most favourite to make?
to make, I love making them all. I love it when you pick up a sack and you pick up a fabric and they just work together. You'd think you could put anything with that hessian, but it actually doesn't work like that. And I love it when they sort of grow. There's been one or two when I finished them, I've just thought, oh, I don't want to part with this one. And I've got one in my cupboard that I actually have kept. I take it on my days out. It's what I call a great picnic bag. It holds, or a day out bag. It holds your bottle of water, your sanitizer, your tissues, your purse, your sunglasses. It's a little
Awesome.
rucksack, and it's fabulous. It's comfortable to wear all day. It's brilliant. But every now and then I do get one. I've got one at the moment I've made in the last couple of weeks. It's a messenger bag, and I just love it. Um, it's
Yeah,
really, really nice, but I have no need for a
and I
messenger
think
bag.
that's one of the things, trying to part with what you make. I can imagine my house would just be full.
I am quite strict, and my daughter's the same. She goes, "Oh, I like that bag. Don't sell that bag, Mum." She'll say. She's got more than I have at the moment.
Oh,
My
but,
granddaughter's coming that way as well.
but how nice is that to have the people around you actually wanting to keep what you make as well. And I guess it's for them, it would be the kind of, my mum made this or my grandmother made this for
Yeah,
me, and that I think is the whole ethos behind what I want to do and what I want to achieve. I just want people to buy things that they absolutely adore, that
yes,
that they're never going to get rid of until they literally are hanging by a thread, or
yes.
it's that type of thing, isn't it? And making stuff that actually means something.
Yeah, and it's nice that it's useful as well. I like things that are useful. I'm quite a practical person, so for me, something that has a good use is nice.
Absolutely. So, my final question to you this morning, Sue, is who would you most like to make a bag for?
Well, I've actually gone back really. I think the person I'd most like to make a bag for would be my father. My father died in 2012. He was a wonderful man. He worked in a woodland all his life. He managed a woodland. And I can remember him going off to work every day with his rucksack, with his thermos of tea and his lunch in there. And
Oh,
he was very much a recycler. Um, I guess that's probably where some of it comes from for me. And I would
yeah.
love to have been able to make him a bag that he could have taken to work every day. And I think he would love what I've done and what I'm doing. And he's the reason I donate £1 from each bag to the Woodland Trust,
Oh, that's
because I think
fabulous.
it's
I love
really,
that.
really important that we give something back. And I wanted to give something back. And it's, well, something positive for the future as well. So it's important to me. So I do that really for me.
That's fab. I absolutely love that. So it was, I was thinking, I wonder who she's going to say. I didn't expect it to be a member of the family, but I absolutely love that, and the whole connection around the Woodland Trust as well, which is obviously, so important more than ever.
Yes.
More than it's ever been now. With what's going around, around the globe, etc. And I guess that that also ties in with what you do with regards to the recycling and upcycling and
Yeah.
and the whole ethos around your business. That's absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for speaking to me this morning.
Thank you very much for having
um
me on board.
no, I just think it's a really lovely opportunity for people to see, or to hear actually what our small businesses are doing, exactly what drives them, what started them off. It's just a really wonderful chance, I think, for people to get to know the person behind the brand. Then, so thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sue.
Bye bye.